Look out for your answers in chat box. Read the question carefully and choose one answer. Let everyone give you a try. Don't worry about right answer, wrong answer. Give it a try. Okay. I'm mostly seeing the alphabet A, B, and C. Three alphabets come together. A looks majority. C is also getting higher. Let's give a few more seconds. Mm-hmm. All right. A looks majority here. Let me check out from YouTube if anyone have an answer here. People watching from YouTube, you can leave in comment section. Let's get on the answers. Majority gone with the A here. Okay, then let's start with the majority, then go for the other items also. Probably invite Dipesh. Dipesh, why you thought A is a good answer?
Yeah, because like first of all, the project manager has to be taken care whether we are following the correct procurement process or not. This is the first point. So like once it seems to be out of the way, so we will just check first whether it is comes under the organization procurement process or not. If it is come, then use. If it is not, then he can deny. The other options, including or telling the statement over including payment directly, it means we agreed and we are updating the SOW. And the conduct risk analysis situations, those are the further analyzing before moving to finalizing the contract. And using the fixed price contract, this is something else. It is not directly related to that question.
Uh-huh.
That's what
Okay.
I'm thinking. Mhm.
What is the key term in the question we should observe for your answers, what you said?
uh, Need equipment cost paid directly.
Qualified vendor, Shri.
Newly qualified vendor, is it what you're saying? Is it an important one?
Yeah.
Okay. While discussing required services, the vendor tells the project manager they need equipment cost paid directly. Look like some payment terms are being discussed. Can a project manager discuss this information? Can a manager do this?
The procurement teams has to be taken care of.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you mean a manager as such, you may not directly involve.
Mm.
Okay. So it's not only Deepesh. Anyone who said yes answer. What is organizational procurement process? What will be inside this? Any idea? Bindu, what is your thought? You said yeah. What is your thought about the procurement process? What is it?
Generally, I mean, there will be a procurement team which will go with this bidding process and all. Thought like it could be, I mean, the details might be there in the organization level.
Okay, you
Considering
mean it's a
team
different
might not.
department? Is it a
Yes,
different department?
right. The procurement team. Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. So the question is a newly qualified vendor. Okay. Qualified vendor may be used for upcoming project. Maybe. It's not sure. Maybe. While discussing required services, the vendor tells the project manager they need equipment cost paid directly. When they say qualified vendor, is it bidding happened or going to happen?
Sir, bidding has already happened.
Happened. Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a
So,
company. Let's take a company. A company is coming up with a big printer machine. Printer. Okay. A big printer going to print that the flex cards, the big sheets. The machine is getting ready. and we have ordered some spare parts. We want to order some spare parts for which we are calling vendor. Is this possible? In this project, I can invite a vendor. And this vendor company name is X. Okay. Now a vendor management department would have involved or should have involved to bid or outsource it. And then we choose a vendor called X. Okay, X is there. Very good. Nice. Now your company is Y. X company and Y company should work together. Then only the printer will get ready. A big machine, a big printer machine. Okay. Now, what happened here is discussing required services. The vendor tells, now the guy, X company tells, the project manager tells the manager, the guy who is running on the project. This person involves on 6 constraints in project management. What are the constraints, if you remember?
Cost, schedule, quality, customer satisfaction, risk, and
Cost,
resources.
schedule, quality, scope,
Risk,
resources, and also we add something called customer satisfaction. We do that. So now, point here is this guy is suddenly talking about need equipment cost paid directly. Is this something should be part of the vendor discussion already?
Yes, because it comes under the resources, human, material, and equipment. So definitely during making the contract, they would have discussed about the equipment cost as well. I'm
Should have
assuming
been,
that.
right?
Yes.
Too late. This guy is talking now, but chances are there, right? That doesn't mean that what you put in a contract is a set on a stone.
Yeah, maybe some new equipments are required for this particular project. Maybe which they didn't added or accounted in the beginning of the discussion. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's give a pass here with the answer A. Let's go to another answer also. Ritu, you are given a B. You want to give some thoughts?
I thought we can do modification in statement of work according to our new vendor. As he's a qualified vendor, we can use and we can do some modification if it is required.
Okay. Okay. I'm seeing from your point, statement of work should be modified. Okay. Why this thought popped up for you in this question?
Because the vendor is new and vendor is qualified also. So if our SOW we are preparing, so we can do some additions if it is required according to cost, because end of the day if we are going for the project with this vendor, so we have to understand his requirement also.
True, true. But one ask with you and anyone in this room, what will be inside SOW?
There will be
terms,
things, not on commercial.
What can be inside? Yeah, sorry, I missed a why. Somebody mentioned it. What is it?
Payment terms.
Terms. Okay. When you do a project, 2 things we consider, right?
Might have technical things, not much on commercials. Not on.
Do we discuss something called? Have you heard about Stacy graph? Right. Something
Yes.
like we talk about what is needed and how this will be done. 2 factors are there, right? There is no direct relation with this and vendor management, but I'm trying to show that when we call what is needed, this is all about the requirement of the project. So when I say SOW, yeah, there could be a portion. I'm not denying that. There could be a portion, but include payment for direct cost. Should I really put there? If I tailor SOW, do you think many stuff in the contract may change? But that's also possible. You can't deny it directly, isn't it? But do you think a manager has to do that? Your thoughts on that, Ritu?
Not sure.
It is going to burn your pocket, right? If you do that. Because a contract has been shared, based on that only the vendor has bidded and came inside. Now, if I alter it, it's going to have some dent in the contract itself. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just trying to understand different perspective. One I saw answer, Deepesh and few people said, okay guys, I want to go, this looks above my head. This is not my day-to-day job. I don't want to break my head. Let me give it to the department. If department thinks SOW should be changed, yeah, they could change. But don't screw me up. I'm there to tell you what I need. Don't tell me contracting parameters, man. That's not my job. That's the role of the guys. Directly, indirectly, by shares, by currency, or that country has some taxing system which I have to obey for it. I can discuss, I can be in the meeting room, but I'm not the guy to decide it. That's what I heard from one set of people. Also, I'm hearing Rito is pointing out that, hey guys, you know what? Why don't we alter the statement itself? Directly go and do the job. That will save the time. But here, which one is good to do? That we have to watch out, because touching this vendor management details, it's going to have some implication in the sense of legal and non-legal. Both will happen. Because, the moment you touch a contract, there's a legal parameters. I'll park it here. Prem, you want to share something?
Regarding mostly this is done mostly through you have a group a procurement department, or that is what usually happens, like regarding any of this vendor management or anything. So it is closely related to the procurement process. So that's why
nice to know.
Yeah.
At least from the PMI world. Thanks, Prem. At least from the PMI world, when you take a question, you will think or perceive that this is an enterprise which is bigger in size. They are handling the projects in a very systematic approach, and they have these departments exist. Because some of us can question here, Shri, why should I assume it, man? I think we are going to waste our time. Let my manager jump and do the job. We can think like that. But certain things we won't get into the place because that's not our role, that's not our specialty. And PMI, when they answer the question, they expect you to accompany an enterprise, which is very systematic approach. On that place, if you look into, we have to be a bit careful where to go. Before we conclude the answer, we have to listen to the third answer. Because in the room, I have some people chosen the answers, goes with a C. Who all I have? C. Two people I have. I'll invite from Suresh. Suresh, what is your perspective?
Okay. What I thought was since
Boo! Lost you, Suresh. Your mic got muted. Your mic got muted. Okay, if Suresh has mic trouble, Suresh, you're back?
Yeah, am I audible?
You're good now, Suresh. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I thought is, since it's a service which the vendor has to provide, the vendor is asking for the equipment cost, which will not be a service. So irrespective of the service he provides, whether it's good or bad, he's charging for the equipment cost. So how the vendor assessment is done, there might be a risk in this. So that's why I chose for a risk analysis in this.
Okay. Okay. Is it going to happen or happened already?
It is going to happen.
Let me ask people who answered A and B. Do you think
it's an upcoming project, right? So it's not yet. I mean, project is still not yet commenced.
So there is a chance it could come in the future. Okay. Okay, let's keep in that order. It has not happened, may happen. If it may happens, we think this will be a risk. So what kind of action the manager has to do here?
It would be a cost risk if the services are poor in the future, because you might have already paid the equipment cost.
Okay. But one thing you have to be watchful here, the newly qualified vendor may be chosen, not yet chosen, but already this guy started discussing, I want this cost to be done. So this guy already started discussing, which is incident has already raised. But I see that risk also. Do you think it should be part of the risk in the very beginning of the project? Should I discuss now? Or should be even before that, and should have a mitigation strategy?
Yeah, we can assume that this risk has been already accounted in the beginning of the project.
Just about. But still, I see that point also. What if this guy don't want to go for the payments in the middle of the project? That can be a thought process. Nice. We saw 3 options here so far. Now let's look at some key factors here. One key factor I observed here is newly qualified vendor. So we don't have a history record. What do you mean by history record? We don't know how this guy works. Okay, we don't know. But still, when we do a source selection criteria, do anyone remember that?
Yes.
Should we collect all this information? What kind of nature of job these guys will do?
Yes.
What is the reputation, way of payment, or this kind of a payment details or cost details should be negotiated before the contract signed. Is this true?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Definitely, there is a risk involved, there is an issue involved, there is an assumption involved, all are there. But now comes the tricky part. Should a manager involve in this referring the information? Should a manager put the effort? Yes, you may say that, yes, you can. But is it going to be productive or unproductive? All right. Now the answer jumps to A. Okay. We got details for B and C also. Now why A is a good answer? Let's watch it out. In this scenario, the issue is about procurement. The project manager is working with a new vendor to determine the relationship as part of the conduct procurement process. This means working with the organization's procurement department to determine a suitable contract with the vendor. Now there is a question here. When they say qualified vendor, is this vendor chosen or is in the process of choosing?
It's already chosen.
Okay. The procurement process includes working with the organization procurement department, conducting a make or buy analysis, and setting up a master service agreement with that. This is nothing but it's explaining what is procurement process. Now, this means working with the organization procurement department to determine a suitable contract with the vendor, which means either the contract is already clearly mentioned. Is it a fixed price, cost reimbursable, time and material? All discussions would have happened when a person is qualified to be part of the system. Now, one tricky point here is in this question, now we are hearing that a newly qualified vendor may be used for the upcoming project. Are we sure this guy is already boarded in?
I think
maybe means it is not yet.
Sir, as per like vendor selection or source selection, he has been selected for that, but till now he didn't received any project or he didn't received any contract yet. Means
Then
up
why
for
we have
upcoming
to
project.
then why we have to choose a vendor?
But there are more than one
For
vendor.
services.
Yeah, we can select and start
Mhm.
negotiating with them. And once all the terms and
Mhm.
conditions are met, then we'll sign the
Mhm.
contract. So both the parties
Mhm.
comes in mutual agreement.
Okay. That's interesting,
And
right?
and one more point while choosing why because this entire question is based on the requirement of the procurement.
That's
So
right.
once the question is come, so the straightforward answer should be let the procurement department deal such kind of issues, not directly with the project manager.
Yep. So now you may even cross question now. Shri, if this person is not chosen, how come this guy is talking with my manager? You can question, right? Can't you question that? If you're not chosen, how this guy is talking to us? But
Correct.
now this question looks a bit vague, little bit, in the sense they didn't give a clarity of is this guy really onboarded and started the process. One place they say that the qualified, which means you are eligible, make or buy, you are eligible to get inside. May be used. That plays a bit feeble or weak area when they say may be used. As somebody said, could be multiple vendor or could be still not finalized. But another area, it's get more stronger. The vendor tells the project manager. When they say tells the project manager, what kind of conversation happening here? What kind of where they're sitting and conversing? Is it contract signed? Is it something? When the contract signed, the deal will be already closed. They would have said how they're going to pay it. In the contract, it's very clear how they're going to pay it. This will not hang. isn't it? The whole purpose of contract is work for the work payment. How come they miss this portion? And that conversation comes to the project manager. And kind of this question within 1.5 lines, certain words are getting tricky here, not giving much clarity. One says maybe, one says talking to the manager. However it is, when you sit in exam hall, when procurement related, certain things are not in your control. This it's not in your control. Contracting and the cost parameters, sure, not in your control. If you see a place where your department can play the role, you will invite them. So in this whole section, there is a risk involved. Yes, it should have been already part of the project. When I go to vendor management, definitely risk is there. That should have been discussed. And can I tailor the SOW? Not sure. Not sure. It may happen, but both not in my control, which could go for the process, which is called procurement management department. They will do that. And that's the reason they are transferring it to them. It's a kind of risk pushed to the department who can handle it better than me. If anything on the requirement, instead of cost, anything on the requirement, anything what is to be done, there as a manager, I should involve. Now I should involve the stakeholders. I should involve my team members, sit and converse. That's a requirement because as a manager, I am accountable or responsible for the requirement of the project. So I should converse. When it comes to cost, contract matters, you can be there, but we are not going to make a decision out of it. And there it moves towards a yay. Was it a tricky question with a couple of words twisting us? Felt so?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, couple of words, right? Couple of words are twisting us. All right, nice discussion, huh?